Alright guys, so we're going to jump into a game that is about complete. There's about 11 minutes left or so. But anyways, this game didn't start out, it started out pretty slow, but as you can see this game is most of the way done. Um, yeah, this is when it started really picking up. I've already died. I was playing a 59-16. I actually flipped over and got killed by another light tank because I hit a bump or something like that. But anyways, give you the rundown what's going on. This is a game we had a few days ago. We had two Churchill 7s played by my cousin, who this video is mainly about, but I'm not going to forget the other two platoon mates who also put in work this game. Blair, who's also in the Churchill 7. He's one of the guys stationed out here in my unit in Camp Pendleton. And Sam, one of my friends from back home. And Marcus, like I said, was my cousin playing the Churchill 7. So at this point in the game, there's only a few tanks left on both teams. Really kind of seems like we have the upper hand here. However, you'll see what happens. See, we got a Tiger P. Blair's Russian, and the Churchill 7 puts some pressure on him, and Sam's in the AT-8 pushing. Marcus is on the other side pushing that way as well. We have an AT-15 who is going straight towards our flag to try to push the guys back there. So we have a Hammer, a Panther, and a Tiger P left on the enemy team. Now they start pushing forwards on this Tiger P. The AT-15 gets killed, and Marcus is pushing up on the Tiger P. This is a post-commentary over top of the game that I recorded the replay for. And Sam rushes this AT, or in his AT-8, pushes his Tiger P. And Blair's a little bit slower, but he's taking some shots on the side for him, getting rid of him. And they pretty much make some light work of this Tiger P. Now it's 3 tier 6s versus 2 tier 7s. Blair's on pretty low health, and the Panther from the spawn, which you can barely see, actually takes out Blair here in a second, and Mark is making some pretty light work of this Hammer as well with that Churchill 7. So now it's 2 of them versus the Panther. I would like to specify as well that you cannot, in the replay it shows everybody detected. However, obviously, they cannot see the Panther yet. The Panther's actually sitting in a pretty good spot. He's pretty covered. He can see. He's sitting behind a bush. The Panther did pretty good this game. It's not that he did bad or anything like that. It's just that you'll see this game, and it was the complete opposite of what happened is what we thought was going on. We thought this Panther was going to make totally different decisions from what he did, and the way that everything played out, it was just so it was so crazy what happened. So Marcus is getting ready to reset the cap, by the way. The Panther pulls out in the open. Marcus is trying not to take a shot from him, and he takes one shot from the track. He pulls on back out. Panther reloads, takes another shot, and he stops completely. Sends a shot through the front of the Panther's turret with that gun that he has. The AT-8. Sam is pushing up. Marcus is going to try to hold this corner and watch him, keep him detected. The Panther, caps reset. He's a tier 7. I'm going to rush these tier 6s. Why not? I have a good gun, and I have pretty reliable armor versus these tanks. So you'll see this Panther, what he decides to do is, at first I thought he was going to try to side scrape on this corner and take out Marcus. However, that is not what he does. I'll point out something that he done was pretty smart in his part. By using the 25 meter, proximity detection, he runs into this building or gets really close to it, and he proximity detects Sam and the AT-8. So that's how he knew that both of them were back there. He never laid eyes on the AT-8. He just got close enough to the wall to know that he was there. So they're both detected. And the Panther, I think he was a little, I don't know what to say, kind of hyped or something like that, kind of excited about what was going on, making some, he wasn't making terrible decisions, but he could have been making some little bit different ones. And Marcus actually pointed this out. We've been playing this game for a very long time, so having something like this happen is kind of normal. Kind of happens a lot for a little group, having games like this happen. And they were just seeing how well they could do with what they had, and they made it work, I will say that much. So Sam has 89 health left in the AT-8. The Panther, I think, is I believe a 2-shot, and Marcus is a 145, so 1 to 2 shots depending on what he rolls. and the Panther is backing up, and he's trying to hold him and see if he can pull Marcus out from the corner to get a shot off into him. But that's not what happens. Sam's trying to also watch this to see if he's going to come around that building, and this was a good idea, and we thought it was going to happen. It didn't, though, and Sam ends up getting killed here in a second because he tries to push him and also, get to the corner of the buildings across that opening and turn backwards, or face towards Marcus. So if he comes through, you'll have two guns pointing directly at him instead of, catch him in a crossfire, basically, to where at least one person's going to get him. So he starts to think he's going to rush him, says no, I'm going to go to the corner, and then the Panther catches onto it, he gets in proximity detected yet again, and the Panther pulls straight around the corner, firing a shot into the side. He couldn't get the rotation speed, did not turn all the way around on him. Marcus fires a shot into him. Now he's on 5 health. The Panther shoots here in a second, gets a hit in on him, and Marcus is at 13 health. So 13 in the Churchill versus 5 in the Panther. The Panther turns around and runs away. So what's funny is that the Panther decides to go and watch the main opening down there at the south part of this little opening, but Marcus doesn't go that way. He goes up the side and comes out of the more northern opening there. And because of this tiny little piece of rubble, like a building that is in between both of them, they are literally looking at each other. But they cannot spot each other because of that. They don't get a line of sight on each other. They sit there for a second, looking almost directly at each other. But nothing happens. The Panther gets ready to, back up and goes through that part. And Mark starts pushing. Obviously, he's trying to chase down that Panther. Panther's a lot faster. We're telling him, it's like, the Panther's probably going to go out and watch his own cap. That's what we thought he was going to do. We didn't expect the Panther to turn right instead and try to loop back around, because the Panther assumed that, Churchill 7, not that fast, low health. He's going to go back towards his cap and defend it and try to catch the Panther in the open. Didn't really expect the Churchill to, be chasing him down, which is what Marcus decides to do. And, Panther's gone all the way out. He swoops all the way around, tries to get, uses V range and his gun to his advantage, which was smart on his part, but Marcus is just going to go ahead and push him. He's not very fast, but he's going to fly through right to that middle of town. But we're telling him, is like, if that Panther is sitting somewhere in a corner, hiding, waiting, he's probably going to get the first shot off. He's got a really good gun. And if he catches you out in the open, the only thing you can hope for is that he misses or bounces off of you somehow. So I don't know at what point this Panther did it, but you'll see what happens. It's 13 health versus 5. So we're thinking that the Panther loaded APCR or AP, but I'm just not going to spoil it, but it happens very end of this. It's just funny what happens. It's just great. I just love. I watched it happen. I was like, fuck yeah! It was great. So Panther is actually going towards our spawn, thinking that Marcus is sitting back there, waiting on him to catch him in an ambush. Is what he thinks that the Churchill's trying to do. But you could see that the Panther almost thought about getting on our cap, because if he did, chances are he probably wouldn't cap, but he would drop Marcus back. But he doesn't do it, and we didn't think the Panther was back there. We thought he was actually going to be in the open area of this map watching his flag, waiting, but he never did it. Marcus is still making his way towards the enemy's flag, and the Panther is on his way back now. He's trying to still go through the town, obviously, and trying to see if the Churchill 7's lingering around, sitting somewhere waiting to catch him. But Marcus is he's not actually going to cap. We kept telling him, hey, don't cap. Just try to, tell him that you're near his cap to draw him out in the open to see if he's going to take the bait. Well, the Panther was already on the way back there beforehand, and if Marcus had not turned and started facing the hill, they would have spotted each other right about now, and they would have both seen each other, and it would have been the Panthers game because Marcus was facing the gun the opposite direction. So the Panther, when I was watching this, I thought the Panther was coming straight at him, but he turns, goes out here. Marcus starts backing up into the cap, and here now, Panther realizes, hey, fucker, you're in my cap. I'm coming straight at you. And we see him. They spot each other. Marcus pulls forward, starts looking at him. The Panther's flying out across this field. He starts aiming in and finding where he's going to sit. One shot, one kill, basically, on both of them. And they start firing both. And we realize that the Panther started shooting HE. Now, he bounced a shot. The side, tracks ate it. So they start fighting each other and missing and everything. And the Panther loaded HE. I told him, I was like, even if that Panther hits you, it's going to leave like hardly any health, and it's probably not going to kill you. Marcus is firing AP, waits. The Panther shoots and fires and hits the ground, and then they both reload and they shoot at the same time. Marcus survives the shot, wins the game for our team, and that's why I titled this Last Man Standing. It's pretty intense. So anyways, guys, I will see you later.